computer up and running. This happens a lot with YouTube. I don't know what's going on. So while I'm doing that, I'm just gonna, hang on. I think I should be right there. Basically, you can get to the back end of the YouTube stuff, but it's not super easy. But that's where you need to be in order to watch your own lives. And I'm bad at this. I've only been doing lives for like regularly for like a month and a half, 2 months. Um, so I'm still getting practice. Okay, I should be, pardon me, I have an asthma. I should be able to open it up. Okay, I think that's it. I'm having some tea. And we're doing some drawing. All right, yep, that looks like it's working. What should we draw today? I got my colored pencils today. And I got all the good pencils and erasers. I am ready. Let's do a little zoom in. You guys don't need to see my legs and everything that's going on there. Oh, thank you for all the likes, the hearts. Let's see. You can see from here to here. Oh, that's good. What should we draw? Sometimes when I don't know what to draw, I draw like a skull. Ooh, let's look up a bird skull. So I've drawn a lot of skulls over the years. And then I started sculpting them, and I really like sculpting them. I should do a sculpting stream. I just thought, I don't know why I never thought of it before. But I was looking up bird skulls, like, oh, I'll draw a bird skull. And they are so straight. So you got this big circle thing, that's normal. And then obviously you have the beak, all right? So we have to choose where the beak will come from. Let's have it come out just straight like this way. Yeah. And we'll do like maybe a crow, or it doesn't have to be super specific. Now the eye socket for me is the crazy thing. Hang on. Let me make sure I can see everything. The eye socket is like huge for a bird. Like humans, the eye socket does not take up this much of the head. But for bird skulls, it takes up a gigantic amount. I just find that so fascinating. There we go. That's about right. Like, it's something I've never thought about until I started looking up these skulls. Like, how much, oh gosh, come on, computer. Like, how much percentage of the skull is taken up by the eye? Like, I've never thought about that in my life. Hey, Logan Smith, welcome. Hi, Green Bean, good name. Both good names, but yeah, and so then I don't know, it's just so weird. It's not like, why would I ever think about that? You know what I mean? This looks pretty good, actually. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Hey, Marcus, welcome. I'm doing a bird skull, but we're doing just whatever comes to mind. Any recommendations or suggestions we could put on. Hi, Cheyenne. Sorry, I can't read Arabic script, but hi, Shadowfire, Marcus, very good. Oh, thank you so much. This is a bird skull. Bad fanboy, do a flip. Yeah. I'll do a flip. How's that? Yeah, bird skulls, incredibly light, incredibly hollow. Now, it really gives you an idea of like how small their brains are. Because, hey, Ellis, because the eyes take up so much space, they don't have room for other parts for a brain, really. And then you got this kind of comes back like there, and there's like a connection or something here. Ooh, okay, yeah, let's do a deer skull. I'm feeling pretty happy with this. Let's do a deer skull next. Oh, Farsi. Oh, so sorry. Thank you so much. I'm not very well versed, but I have heard Farsi. Yeah, let's do a deer skull. I grew up on Long Island, tons and tons of deer. And so I've seen a lot of deer skull in real life also. Not that that helps. Deer skulls look friggin' freaky sometimes. All right, let's move this up and we'll do a deer. Now let's move it around. We'll do a deer skull here. I'm curious what angle I want to take for the deer skull. So deers are so different. Their heads are not very round at all, right? Like a deer head is like that, like that. So that's going to be the same for the skull, basically. So we're gonna get some shape in here first. With the bird, it was easy. Yeah, we can do a down angle, like almost like it's mounted. Let's try that. I think that'll be a little bit easier and just as fun. Let me just erase some of these other guidelines. All right, so we'll get this done, and then basically it's like that, and then it's like this. And then their nose, they don't have like a nose hole the same as humans. You know how like a human skull has the like eyes and then the nose hole. With a deer, because the nose is at like the tip of their head, they don't get the yeah. Yeah, let's do that. That's what I would be more comfortable with, or that's what I would normally go for. So pop, 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 pop. That's what I was thinking. We'll kind of do like if that's the top part, something like that, and then the the skull part is this way. Kind of like I did with the bird, but to the other direction. This will be a little bit harder than like straight on or to the side, but that's part of the fun. I feel like if you don't get good at it, if you don't practice the things that are hard for you, then like you never. I used to avoid drawing things that were hard a lot of the time just because I wanted to draw things that looked good. But it turned out that I wasn't like getting a lot of practice doing the things that were hard. And so then I wasn't getting a lot of practice. Oh, thank you so much, Marcus. I wasn't getting a lot of practice, and so I wasn't getting better. Ooh, yeah. I should have done a deer head, not a skull. I can do a deer head right after. We'll put flesh on, if that makes sense. This is a deer skull. So this is where the antlers will attach. So one time I was going to catch the bus and I was waiting. The bus was like, no, not cultist. Um, the bus was like down the street and around the corner. So I was catching the bus with somebody and they went ahead of me, right? And then I get down the street and around the corner and I see them like moving away scared because this deer is like walking right up to them. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, oh, they don't have to worry. That deer is gonna, it's like, it's not really gonna bother them. It's gonna leave them alone. But oh, thank you so much, Florence, of 99 Nights. Ooh, I don't know. And then the deer walked right up to them, like stuck their nose out at them. And I was like, oh, yeah, they should be afraid. What is that deer doing? That is crazy. And it was a deer, it was like a six pointer. So I think that means it had three horns, three separations on each of its, not horns, antlers. It was scary. They were scared. I thought it was funny, but was also a little scared for them. I mean, by the time I saw it, they were safe. So it wasn't a big deal to me, but so let's get deers are their antlers are usually symmetrical and they're branching a lot like tree branches. I think that makes sense. It's like growing things look the same. So I'm just gonna do this, keep it a little simple for myself, but still try to like make it look correct. This would be a younger deer. And then there's all sorts of antlers because there's all sorts of deer, right? Like there's all sorts of not brands. Species, not species. Maybe it is species. Subspecies. There's all sorts of different types of deer. All right. So I think this is pretty okay. We got to get some shading in here if we really want this to look like a deer skull. Oh, and probably some teeth. There'd be teeth around here. There'd be probably a connection point here that, like, where the skull would connect with the bottom jaw, which we're not including. HD Easy Art School. Hi, that's great, HD Easy Art School. I have 422. Or I did when I started this stream. Maybe I have more now, which is quite excellent. I've been feeling pretty good about myself. All right. Oh, yeah, this, my perspective is a little bit off here. I should have twisted this one a little bit more. We can just do that real quick. Yeah, that's a lot better. All right, let's do the deer head. Ooh, Wendigo. Yeah, it was a deer skull, Birdman123. Welcome back. But we're going to do a deer's head. So I used to do a lot of deer drawings. I really liked it. I grew up and there was tons and tons of deer everywhere. That was just like they'd be in your backyard. Just where I grew up, there was deer everywhere. And then where I've lived for a lot of the last like 5 years, there was like 100 deer that regularly roamed. There was a huge field next to my house, not next to my house, around the corner, and there'd be so many deer. This is white-tailed deer was the kind that would roam by me. Let me Google a quick. Make sure I'm white-tailed deer. A quick reference photo while I have my tea. And oh my goodness, actually that reminds me, I saw the tiniest little deer. We were in the cemetery. This would have been like 3 months ago, 4 months ago. And we were in the cemetery and we saw like this tiny baby deer. I thought it was a Yorkshire Terrier. That's how small it was. I'm drawing it now. It was so small, and it was jumping around like, like little puppies jump around because they're excited and they want to like play. That's what it was doing. And like I could not believe how friggin' small it was. It was insane. Yeah, it was crazy. I have a photo, but it's like really, hi Sans fan. It was really far away, so it was blurry. And I don't know where the photo is. I mean, I know where it is. It's on my phone somewhere. But I won't be able to show it to you guys on stream. I don't know how to do that. But yeah, it was the tiniest deer. I couldn't believe it. So something I know about deer and a lot of animals that have the white tail in general is that's meant as a way to distract predators when they're being chased. And basically what it is if you're the predator, how's this? You'd see like this big white fluffy tail. This all part would be really white. And you're chasing that and it's moving back and forth as they're running, right? Like, and then when they turn, this white thing disappears entirely. From the side, you cannot see any of the white-tailed deer. It's covered by the brown fur. So the predator is watching this going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And then the deer makes a quick turn and it totally disappears. And apparently, what's it called? Apparently, that's like something that a lot of prey animals that have these white tails, like cotton-tailed and the deer, and I'm sure there's another one that I'm not thinking of off the top of my head, But yeah, this is like a common thing. And I don't know if it was recently discovered or what, but it was recently, I read an article about it recently. Super interesting. And then it helps me learn how to draw the deer, right? Because I know from the side, like the only way I should be able to see white tail on this deer is if its butt is pointing at us, and its butt is not pointing at us, it's pointing away. It doesn't mean I won't stick a little white out on the side from little artistic license, but at least I know what it should look like. Speaking of, I think its tail is a little high. Oh, hey, Rainbow Wolf, including, good name, Rainbow Wolf. All right, a little inside of the ear hair type deal. Same on this one. We'll give it a little shape as well by having that be curved. We'll give it a little, I'm going to switch pencils real quick. Give it a little, what is this called? Structure. And then their heads are usually flat. Like they don't have little hairs that stick out or whatever, but sometimes I give them little hairs that stick out because I think it's cute. But we'll skip that today. Prey animal, so its eyes are on the side of the head. And then it has a snout, so this has to come forward somehow. So I'm going to just shade around it to bring this little snout forward. All right, we'll give it, I think deer have totally black eyes, so we'll just give it a little reflection. And now we can come in and do a little bit of line work. Almost like a semi-inking step, where I'll do the sketch first and then I'll come in with a darker pencil and I'll really make my lines stick out. I'll make some choices like what's going to be in front of other things, and I'll give that a darker line like I'm doing here. Could you draw katana next? Oh yeah, I'll draw katana. Sounds fun. I really like drawing like certain types of weapons. I think that can be really cool, especially the details. I really like the details of things. So like clothes and other artifacts, I really enjoy drawing. And that does include these weapons because they can be very detailed. Not bad, not bad. Oh, cool. Yeah, drawing a horse is fun. Hi, L1. Is that I1? Vix, L1 Vix. Let me have a little tea. How'd that deer come out? Oh, pretty good. All right, yeah, let's do, I think I'll take a new piece of paper. Sometimes it gets all erasery. I usually have a really big brush so I can brush everything away, but I lost it and all I have is this little one. I mean, it's regular size, but it's not like big. Okay, so we'll do a katana. Let me get my sketching pencil. So let's see, where can you guys see? From here to here about. And the entire top to bottom. Hi, Luna. Luna Cutie. It sounds like, like clementines that they sometimes called cuties in the United States, or at least in some parts of the United States. Like a Luna Cutie is like you're out at night and there's just like a clementine in the sky. And it's the moon. That's a Luna cutie. That's what I think of. You're like, oh man, it's a it's a full Clementine tonight. And then like, oh my darling Clementine is sort of like uh, a ballad about the moon. Yeah, no problem, no problem. I was just free associating. I had an old Gmail that, yeah, I think everyone has weird old Gmails. Now this Clementine looks good. Okay, what was I drawing? Oh, a katana. So I think katanas are generally, they're not perfectly straight, right? But they're pretty darn straight. So I wonder if I should look up a reference. Nah. Yeah, we're doing katana with fire. So let's pretty darn straight. Okay. Something like that. Let's let's keep adjusting. We'll get there. Okay. Let's see. So I guess there's a bunch of different. Oh, hello, Mario Rant. Welcome back. There's a bunch of different types of katanas, or at least things that I think of as katanas. I don't know. They might technically be called something else. That happens a lot, where you're like, I think this is the sword. And then the people who really know about it are like, well, no, that's this subset of things that some people think are this, but actually, one thing I remember about katanas is I think their handles are really long compared to the blade. It's like, I think this is about the proportions. I do not know how to do the Ghibli style. I am, oh, hey, Sata. I I love the Ghibli style. Um, I cannot think of his name off the top of my head. Uh, Miyazaki. I love Miyazaki style. One of my all-time favorite artists is Winsor McKay, and uh, Miyazaki is on record saying he loves the work of Winsor McKay also. So, like, I share influence with Miyazaki. I think Miyazaki is one of the greats of our time in both manga, like storyboarding and manga, and also obviously animation. But although I admire him, I haven't really gone into depth and looked into doing Ghibli style. Oh, okay, okay, that's really good. So if it's straight, it just won't really work. That's good to know. That makes a lot of sense because a curved blade is able to like take a hit a lot better, right? Like a straight blade, yeah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like a curved, because it moves the force across the whole thing instead of. Okay. So I say let's do this wrap. I think that'll be really fun. We'll kind of get a little detailed in here. I guess it's pretty straightforward. One thing I learned about katana is so katana basically everybody uses katana. You kind of the rules are all set up to if you use it right-handed, right? I don't know if there's left-handed katana artists. What would they be called? Um, Katana wielders, but the rules and regulations that I have read have all been set up with the assumption that the person who's using them is right-handed. And one of the things that they say is when you have a katana like on your mantelpiece, right? I'm just going to move this over for a second. It should be, if it's a time of war, it will sit on the in the scabbard, in the scabbard with the handle to the right. And that means time of war, you are ready to pick this up and use it right away. You can pull it right out. If you're in a time of peace, oh yeah, yeah, exactly. Hi Darcy. Luna Cutie's got the info. Yes, I love Chuck Jones. Hey, Marcus. Oh, Marcus Pretorius, you've been here. And then if it's time of peace, you do it the other way. It's mounted the opposite way because that means it's, if you pick it up, you're picking it up with your left hand on the blade. So it's more, I don't know. That's what I read. Traditionally, time of war, you mount it with the handle to the right. Time of peace, you mount it with the handle to the left. And the idea is, in one, you are ready to start a fight, and it is considered like a weapon, and in the other, you are not ready to start a fight, and it's considered a um, like a decoration or whatever, whatever, whatever. All right, I think this is pretty good. We're going to lighten this whole thing up and try to get some better, thicker, readier lines, straighter lines. Not straighter, more decisive is what I'm going to say. So I'm just going to lighten the whole thing up a little. Anything that I think could use a relining. So I think it's most of it. I'm going to switch to a better pencil, and I'm going to, I usually when I'm on stream draw like straightforward, but I'm going to turn this to get this line just right. Okay, so the creator of Astro Boy, I think Astro Boy is the kid with like the big eyes and the round head. This is a really bad drawing. Um, Something like that, Astro Boy. He loved Donald Duck cartoons, which is Carl Barks. So if you're interested in some of that kind of history, I would look up Carl Barks and the creator of Astro. What is Astro Boy creator's name? To. It's hard to remember. I couldn't even remember Carl Barks's name for the longest time. Whoops. Okay. Okay, not perfect. I had a little hiccup right here in the middle. I was trying to think of Carl Barks. They say it's easier to draw a straight line if you're pulling it towards you than any other position. I don't know. Maybe. I don't think they like have. Oh, but no, I should look up the drop. Sorry, I didn't respond to that. I just started talking about his influence. Yeah, so gosh, what is the name of the creator of Astro Boy? Let me make sure I'm actually telling the truth. Oh yeah, this eraser. This is just what's it called? If I was doing a final product, I would either redo this and ink it. I should get a chalk eraser. I have some other erasers that are a little bit better, but I like that one for its precision. Oh, that's great. No, I didn't know. Osamu Tezuka. Osamu Tezuka really loved, I think this is him. Let me just, Osamu, that sounds right. Carl Barks. Yes. So Osamu Tezuka was a huge fan of like the Duck tunes, the DuckTales. Okay, let's do the fire on this. The DuckTales comics that were released in the, what did you call it, Luna? Oh yeah, your country voice. That's great. The chalk eraser. I'm gonna write that down too. Chalk eraser. I'm gonna look into that. And so they found he was a big fan of this guy Carl Barks who drew the DuckTales, the DuckTales cartoons. Carl Barks basically invented um, Scrooge McDuck, the nephews, Duckburg. It was this whole thing. Whoops, I'm drawing off camera. It was this whole thing, and he basically got he was trained by Disney to do animation, and then like he couldn't do animation. He just like didn't fit into the culture. He was too slow. Something about it. He didn't fit in. And so they let him go. And then he was hired by a company that Disney subcontracted out to do their comic books. And he did the DuckTales comic books. And he basically had free reign. He wrote, get it, and big amount, just in case you run out of it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll look into that. Thank you. And he was given free reign. So he was trained by Disney on how to draw these characters, which was a huge bonus for the company that hired him. And then he did the writing, the inking, the penciling. I think sometimes his wife did the lettering and helped write some of the stories. And for like 30 years, he was the anonymous creator of the Donald Duck comics. And he invented so much of what we think of as DuckTales. And he was a huge influence on the guy who created Osamu Tezuka, who was the guy who created Astro Boy, and he himself was a huge influence on Japanese manga. And so in a way, Japanese manga is like influenced kind of indirectly by DuckTales. I keep wanting to say, what do I want to say? Duck something else. I thought I would put a foxtail on here. I know like there's some significant foxtail lore in Japan, so I thought that could be cool for the katana. And now let's get a fire going. Oh yeah, this would have been back in gosh, when would have this been? It must have been before World War II, so this would have been back in the 30s, I guess. Yes, let me do this fire real quick, and then I will definitely do a stick figure with a scarf blushing. So I do greeting cards and stuff, and one of my more popular greeting cards, not lately, but for a while, it was very popular, were these two, it was just two stick figures, and one is handing a heart, and, oh, hi, Elstefan, and giving it to the other stick figure, and it just says, I can't remember, like, I got this for you, or here, stupid, or something like that. And people are always like, "Oh, you do such good stick figures," and I was like, "What?" So now I've upsold my stick figures, so I better do a good job. This katana's on fire. I think we'll. Oh, I could have done just the blade on fire. That would have made a little bit more sense. But I think this is better. Like, you want to use this katana, you're going to be on fire. Yeah, yeah. Hey, Confetti. Hey, Voltros. Yeah, Luna, this is... Oh, hey, Inferno. I totally missed that. Um, you can find almost scene for scene uh, shots from like Alice in Wonderland, uh, some of Bambi, although I don't think they have a lot of that on film, but like Cinderella, they used film references a lot. And in some of them, they come very close to looking like they rotoscoped them, which is a method that was developed by the Fleischer brothers, who were automotive mechanics actually, and one of the luminaries of early animation. And it's you take frame by frame the film and you kind of trace over it. It's a little bit of tracing over, it's a little bit of using it as a reference. Uh, and you can get really good animations that way, but you need to film somebody doing the animation first, which is what Disney did a lot of the time, but then didn't tell anybody about it until like years later when we found the footage, or they released the footage. Okay, let me finish up this katana, and then we're going to do a blushing, scarf wearing, self respectable stick figure who's out and about on the town. I think I added a little bit there, but we'll go with it. Okay, just a little bit of shading. And draw onion from Steve. I don't remember. Is that a duck on the left side? Oh yeah, I drew like a really quick sketch of like a Donald Duck because we were talking about Carl Barks, and he's not the creator of Donald Duck, but he's like the creator of Duckburg and Scrooge McDuck, and I think the nephews, quite a lot of things. Carl Barks. He was the writer for the Donald Duck comic book for like 30 years. Then can you give the little fella, is this the guy with the scarf? Our blushing boy? Let's do the blushing boy. All right. So if we want them blushing, I think we need to do kind of a big stick figure. And if we want the scarf, hang on, I'm going to sketch some stuff out, see how I feel. So shoulders, no, we'll do shoulders and hips. I know stick figures don't generally have hips, but this is what we got here. Okay, I think that's good for the arms. I like that a lot. And then for the legs, we'll have one kind of stepping forward and one not quite putting his weight on it. It's too short. There we go. Okay, now for the scarf. Scary stories. I was outside of my hat until I found Larry the Hat Stealer. Yeah. The little egg fella. Yeah, let me from yesterday. Or yeah, from yesterday, I guess. I don't know if I have him nearby. Okay, stick figure wearing a scarf. We're getting close. That scarf is going to be behind him, so this is shoulder, shoulder, arm. This is scarf. This is scarf. We'll probably sketch, like shade in the scarf a little, so that their overlap doesn't look too bad. Okay. Body, leg, and back leg. Okay, let's clean up the marks. Hello, Shaban. We're doing a stick figure with a scarf, and then I have not done any art collaborations. Oh, thank you so much, Mixed Max Gaming. Hey, Nasir, welcome, welcome. Hey, cool Roblox noob. We are doing a stick figure blushing with a scarf. So we've gotten the scarf. We've gotten the stick figure in a position of movement that I think will help sell their blush. We are just doing some cleanup. Let's give them little hands. And we're going to shade in the scarf a very light gray. So because it's getting a little like busy up here, but by adding in the shading on the light gray on the scarf, it separates out like the hand, the arm, and so now we got the person's face. It's still a stick figure. Yeah, I do some digital artists. Oh my God, yes, Nasir, I'm so excited to do the lava lamp. I do digital color mostly. So I think when like blushing, I really like kind of this method. And sometimes you do two directions. A little crosshatch. I think that's my stick figure blushing wearing a scarf. Whoops, they lost a foot. All right. But I'm not opposed to an art collaboration. I'm just not. I was outside sitting a rock and a pickle. That now, like genuinely, if you found a like living pickle Rick, that would be terrifying. What was the little fella? We were gonna have him. After that, I'm gonna do the lava lamp because Nasir requested the lava lamp yesterday, and I told him if he came back today, we would do him. I'm trying to see Mixed Max. What was the little guy? Can we see that little egg fella? Oh yeah. Let me see if I have him real quick. Okay, I think I found the drawings from yesterday. No. Okay, a quick recap for the people who weren't here. Some of yesterday's drawing, Bluey, Charlie Brown ghost costume. These are from 2 days ago. Number 1 and marker from I'm not sure. Then we had, oh, this guy also. We had this crazy guy and this one. This is from something. A Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles camera. A pupper. A snake fellow. Somebody with a flower. And a cube head. I do not have little egg guy, but let me draw this lava lamp and then we can work on little egg guy together. Let's go little egg guy. No, lava lamp. Let's go lava lamp. You can see from here to here. So I can't see the camera and draw regularly. So I have to like, well, I can see it on a delay because it's on the chat, which is like right over there. But like it goes forever. Like I just pointed. So like the delay for that is pretty big. But I can like kind of sit on my tippy butt. It's like stand on my tippy toes, but the opposite. I mean, different. And then I can see into the camera a little bit, like at an angle. So that's why I like test where everyone can see because I can't see really well. Oh yeah, that is great. Like what a wonderful thing to think, right? Like there's things that you think that are silly and then there's things that you think that are silly, but it's fun. It's like nice. And I think that's one of those. When I was a kid, I was like really concerned that somebody was coming into our house without a key. And what, just giving us presents? Sus. Okay, I think this shape is right. I really love lava lamps. I don't have one right now because I've moved a lot, and in the last move my lava lamp like stopped working. It didn't even like it wasn't the bulb. It just stopped working. It was really weird. I guess I was watching somebody on YouTube who like fixes lava lamps, and they were saying like it can get old or something, and then it doesn't work because of something I can't remember. But essentially, it can get tired out, and I guess that's what happened to mine. Even though I didn't think I was using it that much. I mean, I didn't. It wasn't that old, but yeah, that's what can happen, I suppose. And so I don't have a lava lamp right now. And then I had an older one that was not mine that I got like inherited from somebody else who had like abandoned it. But that one I could not get a new bulb for. Like it just the bulbs for that one did not exist. And I special ordered bulbs for it. And then I put those in and they didn't work. Oh yeah, maybe they're pressurized. I don't think so, but it could be. Like I bet you there's different types and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, I've always really liked lava lamps. It's they're different than they used to be, but now there's a lot of information on how to like repair and replace them, and people put dye into the water and all sorts of cool stuff. I'm just pulling this one out a little bit. It felt a little skinny, so I'm just gonna kind of stretch it out. Yeah. So one of the coolest things I ever did with a lava lamp is I noticed that in my room in the evening you would sometimes see the cars on the wall, even though the cars were like down a hill and like there was no reflective way for the cars to be there. It didn't make any sense. And apparently I was making a pinhole camera. I did not Google hoops and yo-yo. Hang on, I have a piece of paper here that I am putting notes on for today. You know, it's funny, I've already lost it. Hang on. Where are my notes for today? I really lost it. Okay. Well, here, I have a different piece of paper that I can put notes on. It's Leonardo, so I won't lose him. I'm looking up hoops and yo-yo. Somebody else told me something. I'll scroll up in a little while. Yeah, and so it had accidentally created a pinhole camera. Basically, there was a tiny hole in my blinds, and that was projecting anything that was bright enough onto the room, the walls of the room. And really, it was happening during the day too, but I just couldn't see it because the walls were so bright that it was getting washed out. And so when I blocked off all the light in the room, I could see like just the outside world projected onto the walls of the house. And it was really neat. And that got me thinking, could I do that? I had a lava lamp in that room. And I was thinking, man, can I do that with a lava lamp? And so I built a box. I just got an old, no, you know what it was? I had a box already because it had just been the solar eclipse. And I had made a pinhole camera to look at the solar eclipse, which is like you get a box, right? You get a box. You put like a piece of tin or something that you can make a tiny that's really thin and you can make a pinhole in it here. You put a pinhole in it, and then you have like an eye viewer here where you stick your eye to look. And on the back wall of the box, oh, and then you point this end towards the sun, and you look at the opposite direction. So the back of your head, this is where your head is. It's the back of your head is here looking into this box. And on this wall of the back end of the box, you put like a white piece of paper. And then you can see the sun like really well. It's a it's a camera obscura, basically a pinhole camera projected onto this back wall. So as the eclipse happens, you can see it really well. You can also sometimes see like all the little corona and stuff. So I already had this. So then I stuck the lava lamp inside of it. The one I had was taller. I don't know why. I think that was just the box I had at the time. So then I stuck the lava lamp inside of it. I think I moved the pin to the center, and then it projected onto my wall the lava lamp, except it was upside down. But it was really neat, and it got me thinking, like, if there's some interesting, like could you build some sort of lamp that looked like a little, it's basically a projector, right? But it would just be a little box, and the lamp like maybe was a kaleidoscope or something inside this little box. And then on the outside of the box were just four little pinholes or five little pinholes. And then it projected everything all over your room. Yeah, I remember Pebbles. I drew your profile pic a couple of days ago, and you're here yesterday as well. And so I haven't experimented with that, but it's something I think would be really interesting, is to build basically what looks like a black cube, and then you turn it on and it projects like colorful lights all over your room. Okay, back to this lava. So that's my last big experiment with lava lamps. But I'm actually going back to the old place where I lived, and I think my lava lamp is still there. So maybe I'll pick it up and do some repair. Like, I guess I could probably make a YouTube video out of that. Would people be interested in watching me trying to repair a lava lamp? I can't think of anything else I know about lava lamps. I probably know more, but Shoto Todoroki. Let me write that on my list. I don't know. Okay, cool. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Shoto Todoroki. Yeah, it's like wax, and is it mineral oil or something? I'll do some research. Who's Icy Hot Man? Okay, hang on. We're getting this one. So I think, and then there's always a little bit on the top here. And I'll do like a tiny bubble, and then this coming up like that. And maybe we'll do even one here that's like sort of connected and cooling and falling down, which means the shape changes a little bit. Okay. You know what? I'm going to make this one a little wide. They're all really tall, and I think this one would actually be wide. Oh no. Yeah, I had a lava lamp. I don't think it was knocked over by a cat. I think it was knocked over by one of my siblings, or actually it could have even been me if I do not remember. But rough. Poor kitty. Poor lava lamp. Who am I kidding? No. Okay, I'll do a little, let's put the plug on the front, because that's fun. Like, why? That's not where you put a plug on a drawing, but I think it's more fun. And put a little switch here. This was what my lava lamp was. It had a little switch like this. Little circle switches. Circle switches. I don't know why I couldn't say that. Okay. Ba, 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 ba. I say let's give this a little bit of color, because I think the lava lamp will really benefit from that. And I did get my colored pencils. because I was gonna just do shading in here on the wax to give it a three-dimensionality, but I thought doing it in color might be even better. Okay. So I guess it could be any color. So let's do purple. Oh, pink and orange? Yeah. I don't know what colors mine were. Let's do purple. Purple, a little blue, a little pink. There we go. Okay. So the cooler parts will all be purple. So that'll be the outside edges, this top piece here, and yeah, the outside edges of all of them, and the top piece is very purple. Because that's something that's really interesting is they change color even just a little bit in shade and stuff as they cool and heat. Okay, 140 degrees isn't that bad. Am I thinking wrong? No, no. Oh yeah, molten wax. Now that's terrible. That's true, that's true. Increasing the severity. You're totally right because 140-degree water is hot, but it's not, it typically doesn't scald you or hurt you a ton. I learned this because I worked at a coffee shop and we had to know all these like temperatures and what to do in different situations. So I was thinking 140 degrees, that's fine. But you're totally right. This is not just water. It's not even water at all, right? It's like mineral. Oh no, it's probably distilled water and then like the paraffin wax, which you're right, would like totally stick to you. Oh, that's oh no, Mario, that's terrible. I'm sorry. It's so weird because Scrooge McDuck, he's when I went back and watched the old cartoons recently, and like he's prudent and he's I wouldn't think of him as greedy exactly, but I definitely used to. So maybe it's like I've changed my opinion, but it felt like in modern times he would be more acceptable. And maybe that says more about our time than about Scrooge. Yeah, you know what he is? There are some episodes where he's really bad actually. Like he wants to shut down a factory and it's like, yeah, okay, okay. All right, then we'll do these. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, take care, Mario. Thanks for stopping in. Hey, Andrew, what 7Y-A? Part of life when I was like 4. Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's do a quick of purple just on the base. I don't know why that's a sound effect today for scribble. All right. Lava. Oh, you know what? Let's pretend. What color is the water, do you think? Not orange, not blue, not green. Yeah, that is smart. They do they have a lava lamp drink? I feel like they might. Oh, yellow. The water's obviously yellow. Green. The water's obviously green. That's what I said. Oh yeah, that looks good. You guys were right. Yeah, I loved Lava Lamp. I used to sit and watch the Lava Lamp for hours when I was a kid. I got one for Christmas one year and I set it up like immediately. And then that was my Christmas day was just like watching the lava lamp. I wonder what my parents thought. Like, oh man, this kid. We also got him Nintendo, but he doesn't seem to care about that at all. No, I never got a Nintendo. Yeah. Listen, if you can have the type of imagination, yes, the little fella. Now, what is the little fella? Is this the little egg, but with, tell me again? Hey, Pebbles, welcome back. So we're redrawing the egg guy, right? What is this? Let's erase it. Okay. So we're redrawing the egg guy. That's the little fella, I think. I'm not well versed in these Humpty Dumpty type situations. That reminds me of a Wheatus song. Here we go again, another humpum dumpum situation. That's probably where I got it from. That was the pin thing. Okay, oh, the little fella from the cold ones. And then what did you ask me to draw? I didn't write it down. You wanted me to draw something um, extra on. So I'm going to try it from my memory, which is probably not, maybe not a good idea, but here goes. I'll have to look them up if I do a really bad job. I have a terrible memory. Visual memory. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why. I have aphantasia, so I don't have any visual imagination. It's fine. I didn't even know it was weird until I was older. Okay. Did he have it arms? Oh yeah, and then I remember he had like cartoon, old 60s cartoon feet. Like, hey, I'm just a bill sitting on Capitol Hill. What is that? Conjunction, junction, Schoolhouse Rock. Okay, let's clean up a little. Clean yourself up, little guy. Oh, he's a little guy because he's just an egg. Do you think he's going to hatch into a chicken or like a swan? What other, a reptile? That'd be funny if he hatched into a reptile. 2 arms and 2 legs. Okay, okay. 2 arms, 2 legs. Pretty good. Pretty standard. Pow, 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 pow. I think I'm going to have ravioli for dinner. No, tortellini. Tortellini. What is the hand motion? Yeah, I tried to get him to the chef's kiss hand motion, but I just couldn't do it. Oh well. You're the weird one. All right. Got to make his arms even. He's like, hey, what's going on here? Who do you think I am? A big guy? You can draw Shota. Oh yeah, we can look up Shota Doriyaki. Some sharks like A's. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Oh, thank you so much, Mix Max. You said better than the original. I appreciate that. This is my rendition of my memory of Little Guy from Cold Ones. Is that the name of the show? Okay, yeah, I will. I think we can do. Oh, thank you so much, Cool Roblox Noob 14. Yeah, sharks' eggs though are crazy, right? When sharks lay eggs, a lot of sharks' eggs look like this. I grew up near the ocean, so I used to see sharks' eggs a lot. Some people call them mermaids' purses. So the hooks are there to help them hook onto seaweed so they stay just in one place. And then they're like thicker on one side. I guess that's where the shark would be, the yolk or whatever. And then they're black and kind of leathery looking. This is kind of a shark's egg. It's a mask of the ocean. Okay, yeah, we'll look into. Oh, my pencil. Why does it keep falling in? Is it done? Yes. Okay. Sometimes as the lead gets really close to the end, it's no longer like stuck in the pencil, so it'll just keep getting like pushed back in. Okay, yeah, I will look up Shototoridoki. Let's see what it is. Control all. Shototoridoki. Okay. Is this from, what is it called, where everyone has a special superpower? Oh, people are beeping out there. My Hero Academia. Yes. I watched the first season of this. This guy's parents, right? One's hot, one's ice. His mom's ice, his dad's hot, and they like fought a lot about it. Yeah, I don't know, where did the original egg fella go? It's really interesting because let me give a quick second look because it should be right here. So part of the problem is some of my drawing I did in the hotel and some I did here, and I don't remember which one's which because we've just been traveling so much, unfortunately. Okay, yeah, so I'm down, so it must have been in the hotel. And I don't know where the hotel drawings are. I don't think I left them there, but it must be somewhere. This lava lamp looks good on second look. Sometimes I come back and I'm like, oh, that's really nice. Okay. What's that? Huh. Oh yeah, I'm doing this My Hero Academia guy. I'm trying to get a picture of him. Okay, I will probably do, let's do, so manga face. Okay. I'm not as good at manga face. Well, I'm not great at faces. Let's just say that. Okay, so that's the jawline, right? He's facing kind of this way. If this is his head, he's kind of facing this way. Something like that. So then you have the eyes go like this. They're bigger on the side closer to us and smaller as they get to the other side because that's a little bit further away. And so the eyes will fit in here. His eyes are actually going to be a little bit closer together, so they're going to fit in here. Yeah, you can take a picture. Oh, thank you so much, Mixed Max. I like Mixed Max, by the way. Solid name. Like, you've heard of Min-Maxed. Okay, how does this guy's eye go? I think it's just a curved line, and then like that. Yeah, looks pretty, right? Okay, and he has eyes like this. You do not see his eyebrows because he's just got so much of the crazy hair. And you do see his ears. Well, that's interesting. Pow, 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 pow. His ear is, his hair is split in half, so this side is dark, that side is light, like Cruella de Vil? No. Wait, yeah. Cruella de Vil. I loved that little hook from 101 Dalmatians that he sings in the beginning. Cruella de Vil. When I was a kid. I still like it. If she doesn't scare you. Oh, thanks so much. Cool Roblox. No evil thing will. Okay, and then he's like, okay, he has like anime girl nose, which is fine. Lots of people have anime girl noses. Just like, bow. That's a little high. That's a little low. It's like way up here, actually. Ooh, okay. Deku's the main character, right? I think his eyes do need to be a little bit bigger. Well, we'll do our best. We'll do our best. I'm not the anime guy so much. I think maybe his face is just a little big altogether, so I'm just going to kind of bring his face. I think I made his chin too big. That way his eyes don't have to be bigger. His face has to be smaller. Oh, heck yeah. I can do that. I'll look up oh, we'll make up our own. We'll make up a character and I'll try to do it in like my best guess because I won't look it up. I'll try to do it from memory. Like 1930s hose pipe animation style. I've watched a lot of like Betty Boop and stuff from that era. I really do. I really have enjoyed a lot of that. Let's give him a little smirk. Like right now, he looks like. There we go. Green hair? No, he has white hair and red hair because of his parents. Give him like this collar and one of the references I took a look at. He's wearing like what like reminds me of a Full Metal Alchemist collar, and I like it. It's got like some sort of details on it. And then he's like, I got the fire and ice. What is this one? Fire. And this one will be ice. Hmm? Oh, yeah, his fingers are behind. So this would be a pinky. And sometimes I just do not know how fingers go. I'm like, it's crazy. Is he thinking of Gojo? Oh, Deku has green hair. Okay, okay. I do not remember. I watched the show quite a while ago. I only watched the first season was the only thing that was out. So I don't know. Are they still, what season are they on now? Do we know? This arm is way too close, but I'm not going to move it. It's just how it is. Hit people's paws. Oh, Wolvie, Wolvie. Okay. So I think that's good. We'll do a quick scribble red hair. My red's not that good, so it's not gonna like match his red hair, but we'll do a quick touch up of that, just so we can tell who it is. We can throw a little purple in there, try to get it closer to the maroon that his hair really is. We'll leave the white as white. Let me erase this ear. I accidentally colored his ear. That's all right. And we'll do the fire as fire. Let's get some orange in there. And we'll do the ice as ice. Is this? Yeah. And we'll do his jacket as his jacket, which is like a dark blue. Blue. I don't know why I said it like that. All right. Deku. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, thank you so much, Alicia. Hey, Shadies. Okay. Thanks, cool Roblox. Okay, let's see. What was Frankie Martinez? Oh, our last live was a little hectic. So the name sounds familiar, but I don't remember particularly. I'm sorry. I wish I did. Oh, the one where I drew a duck. Gosh. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was like 3 or 4 days ago, right? I do remember the duck. We were just talking about, I can't find my drawings from that period. The duck, oh yeah, the duck with the bowling. Okay, hang on. Now there was something we were drawing after. We were going to draw something right after. Oh yeah, yeah. 1930s animation style for the first time. Let's do it. Thank you so much, Frankie. Okay, so what gosh, what Mario's talking about is in the 1930s, like the original Mickey Mouse and stuff, they did something that was called rubber hose animation, right? So instead of having joints, which were really hard to animate, their arms and legs would be like just these big rubber hoses. And then for the same reason it was hard to animate, they would draw gloves instead of hands. And then that would mark the back of the hand. And then also for the same reason, this would just be black because that was just easier. First of all, things were black and white, so that helped a lot, but it would also just be easier to keep consistent. So these things are like, oh, take care, Frankie. Thank you for stopping in. Thanks for the medal. That's part of rubber hose animation. You also have something that's called squash and stretch. The character will be a fox named Carl. All right, I do have a good friend named Carl, but we can do it. A fox named Carl. I'm just making sure I don't forget it's a fox. Auga. Squash and stretch. So a lot of times their bodies would be something like this, or like a kind of egg shaped, right? But then when they're walking, they go from this, when they're taking the step, like moving forward, and then when they land the step, they're kind of like, is this still on camera? They're kind of like this. Like a little bit fatter, a little bit wider. Their legs are a little bit shorter. And so you still get, there's something called a walk cycle in animation, and it's in real life too. And basically it's a sine wave. And so this is where like almost any part of the body will follow this sine wave as you walk. top of the step, bottom of the step, top of the step. And so like a person's head as they walk literally goes like this, which is really interesting because like when your legs are spread apart, your head is lower because your legs are further apart. And when your legs are close together or you're standing over one leg as you're putting the other one out, you're taller. Okay, let's now that we've done some quick, and then the eyes again, they're going to be these big, like Betty Boop eyes. And all of this is because it's hard to animate at the time. Welcome back, welcome back. Okay. So a fox named Carl. Look at this guy hanging out. Ooh, let me have some of my tea. Hang on, I'm gonna put this guy back on the screen for a minute while I drink a little tea. Oh no, I finished. Where is it? Ah, I have water. That's good. Ah. Okay. You're not squash and stretch. Squash and stretch, I do not think is what it's called. Yeah, so what is it? Cuphead. Cuphead is done in this 1930s animation style. So let's get to it. All right. Okay. Gosh, let's see. So we'll start with the head. So you know, like Betty Boop was actually a dog when she first started. She had dog ears and everything. The original Betty Boop cartoon, she just had dog ears. Oh, is he burnt? Does he have a scar? I looked him up. It didn't look like it. Okay, yeah, I will give him a quick scar. Yeah, my reference photos did not show that. It's this side of the face, the opposite, the ice side? Or it's the red side? On the ice side. Okay, awesome. I see you said that. Okay, we'll use a little red and we'll use a little brown and we'll use a little orange. And it's around the eye, is that it? It's like here. No problem. Yeah, I thought this character was really neat in this. I don't think he has a huge the eye to the lip. Oh, okay. Like a huge part in the ones that I watched, but I did like his like moral struggle. Like he was trying to, wasn't he like trying to impress his parents? And there we go. All right. Take any photos of that? Yeah, please take a pic. Hey, Dip123, this is a character from My Hero Academia. Somebody requested. But after that, I am drawing an original character that I'm going to make up on the spot called Carl the Fox in this like 1930s rubber hose animation style. We were talking about different animation styles, and we thought of Mario suggested it would be fun for me to try to draw something in that animation style without looking it up. And I think that is fun. So I am trying that. So it's like Betty Boop, like Steamboat Willie. that style there. I think we have to make his face come in. Oh, you know what? It has to come out and then in. Yeah, that's it. Out and then in. Man, so yes, very early Looney Tunes. That's so true. Um, Gosh, what was I gonna say? Oh, I lived in Pennsylvania in Amish country. Well, out no, in Amish country. And um, one thing people would say is outen, like to mean turn off or to empty or to dump out or just like I don't know. It was a different word. And they say outen, like out in the light or out in the milk or out in the trash. Outen. Oh, cool. Thank you so much, Dip123. Okay. We'll do a little fox nose. I think that makes sense. I can't remember what they would do for this, but this is around my guess. Okay. We'll see. I'm gonna let me do some other stuff. If there's time, I'll get back to doku. I'll get back to deku. If not, I will do them next time. Okay. So this would probably be shaded in gray. Okay, and then I think just like a normal, I say normal, like I draw bodies like this a lot, so this feels like a normal body to me. Skinny neck, shoulders, and then we'll do, let's give him the classic overalls of the time. He's a boy, he has overalls. He's not rich, he's a boy, he has overalls. Okay, let's do like a gigantic button. Like, does not make sense. Over the top button. Looney Tunes is named Tunes. Yeah, yeah, it's because of Merry Melodies, right? Like, it was the animation was incidental. They wanted to play all this music that they had licenses for in the movie theaters. And so they made animations to go along with it. And so it was Looney Tunes because they were making these crazy animations to this huge musical library that they owned, Warner Brothers at the time. Yeah, so like that gets talked about as like a Mandela effect, but like there's just a historical reason, and it makes sense. You think it's tunes because it's cartoons, but they weren't cartoons. I mean, they didn't know that. Oh, cool. Oh, Assassination Classroom. Somebody recommended that to me. I have not watched it yet, but it seems fun. It's too I'm drawing too hard without doing a sketch first. It came back to bite me. Okay. So what do I want his arm to do? I want one arm to be sort of like at his side. So I know that's like all right, I'm gonna take my more erasable pencil and just kind of scribble some tubes. Oh yeah, that's what I should do. I should draw some tubes. I draw tubes a lot in order to try to get like an idea of where I want something in 3D space. I've heard it called like mummy wrap, where like if you want to draw an arm or something, you basically like wrap it in a bandage, and by doing that, you can like see what it would look like in 3D. And I think that's helpful. I then do, instead of wrapping it in a bandage, I basically wrap it in a string, and that helps me. It's the same concept. I just do like spirally. Okay, a bit gruesome. Yeah, I don't mind gruesome generally, especially not cartoons. I watched something like Parasite. I forget what the name of it is, where a guy has like an alien parasite for a hand, and that's very gruesome. Ooh, apart from an animal. Yeah, let's see. What could you draw? So one thing that I think is fun is like a ship, a spaceship, because it can be any. Oh yeah, Demon Slayer. I think it is Demon Slayer. I think we talked about that. Now that I'm remembering. No, yeah, Demon Slayer. Spaceships can be really fun because they can be any kind of thing, or like an imaginary insect. That's really fun. You could also do uh, just like a scene with like rocks and trees and flowers. A little fairy house, a mushroom house. That's something else I do a lot. Yeah, yeah, alien ship or Millennium Falcon, yeah. Or it can be any kind of ship. I do these tiny little ones where they're like robots. They're spaceships. They're futuristic spaceship types, but they're actually tiny sentient robots in like my imagination, my universe in my brain. And sometimes they have little tardigrades that ride them. You can see them in some of my other streams. I don't have any here with me. I haven't done any in the new house yet, so I don't know where they are. No, I should get a TikTok, right? I've been meaning to. It feels like I could just post a lot of the shorts and stuff I do on TikTok, and I don't know if you can do live. I mean, I don't know what you need to be able to do lives on TikToks and if that would really fit my style, but I have been thinking about getting on TikTok. I think it would be fun. I think it'd be useful. Okay, everything in this style is really rounded because that way if something looks off, it doesn't look that off. Okay, I think I'm doing good so far. Yeah, have fun with the UFO. Hey, Mike Carpenter. I think you were here the other day. I would love to learn Morse code. I think it would be really fun to type it, to send it along uh, telegraphy. But I don't know. I every once in a while I take 6 months and I really try to learn a language, and I can get pretty far. I can't speak it ever really, but I can read some. It helps me to get by. And then I stop and I don't retain any of it. I don't remember any of it. And it's still fun. Oh yeah, yeah. So I have seen artists on TikTok. I've seen artists on YouTube telling like taking TikTok art drawings and saying how they know it's AI because, and then giving examples. And some of the examples are like, that's just a way some people do art. So I have seen that, like artist on artist. Listen, you shouldn't be doing AI. and then passing it off as your own work. So I understand why somebody might be upset about if they think somebody is doing that. But sometimes their evidence is like they did one eye and then they did the other eye. And really you should do like instead of going pupil, pupil, outline, outline, eyelash, eyelash, they did pupil, outline, eyelash, pupil, outline, eyelash. So it must be AI. And it's like, bro, that is not a thing. I nearly had an aneurysm trying to draw a treehouse yesterday. Oh man. Yeah, tangents in art. Oh, did you just mean like this, right? Like something flying off the edge? Is that what you mean? Like a literal tangent? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, you're right, you're right. I should if I think about it, I should really think I should get on and poke around because I think my TikTok account is all like carpentry stuff because that's what I was really doing a lot when I was last on TikTok. Um, so I should poke around some of the art channels and see what's up before I jump in. I think I think that's smart. Ooh, no, Cartoon Studio software from Simpsons. No, I don't know that. That's interesting. Where's my list of things I need to look up? Gosh, I lose everything. Okay, so we've done Shota Toridoki, so that's good. So now Simpsons Cartoon Studio. Man, my writing is messed up right now. Win 95, 98. All right. Oh, that's so fun. Yeah, aliens are really fun to draw because, like, they can be whatever. And same with spaceships. Okay, so what about, do we want him to be like waving? Let's have him be waving. I think that's the I think that's the ticket there. Waving hand. And then this one will be like at rest. Okay. I think this is good in the style. So let's get some lines down. Oh, thank you, Alyssa. Yeah, I'm attempting to do like not Soviet, 1930s like rubber hose style animation. Style. It's not. I'm not trying to animate this. Um, and I think I'm doing all right. I the challenge was to not look anything up, so I'm trying to do it based on my memory of what this style of cartoon looks like. This is like Steamboat Willie, original Betty Boop, that kind of thing. Some of the old Donald Duck cartoons. The first Donald Duck cartoon, he was kind of like a jerk. He was like the lazy friend who didn't want to help the chicken harvest the corn, and he pretended he has like a stomach ache. That's the first Donald Duck cartoon. And then and then you really get his like actual personality, and he's like on stage, and the three nephews are um, yeah, yeah, things like that, Mario. Like it shouldn't be legally allowed to be copywritten, and a lot of the times it's not, but they just still do it anyway. And then because of the way the copyright system works, they get away with it until somebody sues them, and then they go to court, and then they lose. And if nobody ever does that because it's prohibitively expensive, they can keep enforcing the copyright against things that they should not be allowed to enforce copyright against. And yeah, yeah, I could talk about it forever. I did graphic design work for like about 10 years before I got into illustration at all. And you have to know a lot of copyright law if you're going to be doing it. I was doing it as a freelancer. And well, a lot of the time as a freelancer, I did work for some companies. But you need to know a lot of copyright law because, yeah, like Nintendo, these patents, right? It's not quite the same, but it's the same idea, right? Nintendo patented these things that everybody knows has prior art. And the patent office in Japan works differently, like they're allowed to do that or whatever. But in the United States, they're not allowed to do that, but they got away with it because, like, there's no industry expert at the patent office in video games, right? And, like, in theory, they should hire somebody and they should consult the experts. But in practice, the Copyright Office has been getting defunded for quite a while and has been able to do less and less and less. And part of that less is not having the experts being able to look and say, like, oh no, this thing that Nintendo says they did brand new for this game has been around since the 80s, and everybody in the industry knows that. That's prior art, and that makes it disqualified, right? And like Nintendo's trying to say, like, oh, it doesn't have to be. So this is happening right now, and Nintendo is saying, oh, mods don't count, right? That thing that first of all is just a regular thing that anyone would think of. But anyway, even if it wasn't, it's been in mods before. And Nintendo says mods don't count, right? But that is crazy because somebody tried to patent a waterbed in the 70s, and the prior art that was used to disqualify their patent was somebody had written about it in a book in the 50s. And if like a fictional sci-fi book talks about a waterbed and that means you can't patent it in the 70s, then a mod friggin' counts. Like, don't be ridiculous. Sorry, I get a little heated about that kind of stuff. Okay, so now the question for this guy, I think this is, oh, you know what? We missed one thing. Let's do the tail. I think that's the tail, and then we'll just make the tip a different color like that. Okay. Now we have to decide. So this would be black and white. So I think we'll stick with black and white. Well, that means we have to decide what's black and what's white and what's gray. So I think we'll do the bottom of this tail gray because we want the top of the tail to be white, and it doesn't look like it's white unless the bottom's gray. So that's an easy choice. The arms are black because the arms are black. That's the rules for this style. And then should the face be gray? Why don't we do the face gray? Because there's a lot of like smudging around the face anyway. That'll make the eyes pop. And then it can also make the snout pop, which we can also leave white. And then that unifies it with the ears. And I think it's easier for people to imagine it's red if it's gray. So we'll also make the neck gray. And then the overalls could be dark gray, or the shirt could be a different color. We could do both. We could do both. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of black and white. For a long time, I just didn't color my work unless like it was necessary for the job. But I also like lately I've been doing black and white except one thing has color. So for example, I did a pet portrait for somebody who's iguana, no, who's not iguana, gecko had died. All right, and they commissioned me to do a pet portrait, and they said whatever style you want to do, just like let me know, and we'll see. And I was like, that's great. I will do a sample and then you can decide whether or not that's what you want. And I did a sample where the iguana was this like very nice, realistic, not iguana, I keep saying that. The gecko was this very nice, realistic rendering in black and white in pencil. And then it was on a plant that uh, like geckos hang out on. And the flowers and the plant was all in color. And so like it would kind of be the opposite of what you would think, but it made so nice. It made it look so nice. Yeah, they tried to stop somebody from having a supermarket named Mario because their name was Mario, and Nintendo was like, that's illegal. And I forget where it was, but they were like, no, the country was like, no, no, it's not illegal, Nintendo. Slow your roll. This is just how things are. Stop being a grump. People are allowed to be named Mario. You didn't invent the name. Chill the F out. Yeah, Nintendo. I used to, they've burnt a lot of their goodwill. I used to like Nintendo. I knew they were a little copyright heavy and stuff, but the stuff going on with Pal World, where like basically they have to know what they're doing is immoral, right? Like they are using the copyright system illegally or the patent system illegally in order to try to bully a smaller company and to like send a warning to other companies, don't try to copy our stuff. And you can tell because they a lot of the patents they patented after the Power World had already been out. So it's like you're like, bro, like we see what you're doing here and it's bull. Yeah, that's crazy. It sounds lovely. Yes, Alyssa, that is so real. And Nintendo specifically is worth like billions of dollars, right? Like, why do you care so much? Okay, yeah, let's do like a dark gray for the overalls. I guess I've decided. Um, I think it looks nice. We'll keep the buttons white and we'll keep this pocket white. And I think that'll be okay. This is a lot of shading. That may be why I wouldn't want to do it. Well, that's all right. We'll get it done. Okay. Get a little stuck in there. Sneaky, sneaky stuck in. Sometimes I make like laser gun noises when I'm erasing. Anytime I'm moving my hand, like bah, 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 I make sound effects. I don't know why, but I don't mind it. It's just something interesting I noticed once I started streaming and like I was hearing myself all the time and I was paying attention. I was like, oh, it is weird. I make sound effects when I go or erase things. I'm kind of just mimicking the sound that the pencil makes on the paper, but I think it's an interesting thing. Oh my God. I bet you, hey, no mangoes. I bet you they would do that. That's so Disney. And like sometimes Disney spends way more money than they would if they were just nice. And Nintendo, the same, right? Like, and I know like Disney and Nintendo, you know what it is they're so big that no amount of like if we're all grossed out and we decide we're not gonna spend money on Nintendo anymore because of what they're doing to the gaming industry and they're attacking small creators and um, it's immoral and we don't like it. It doesn't matter, right? Like there's basically no way for the informed group who don't like Nintendo to have any effect on their bottom line. And the same is true for Disney, right? Like if Disney's going around and forcing people to change their name from Donald, like it's just never gonna do it. Oh, thank you, People's Paws. Oh my gosh, they're all so safe, right? So this is something I think like I used to be so confused, like why do they keep doing these remakes and everything? Like I don't understand. Like new movies are good movies and they barely come out with anything even new, right? And I realize they're just so risk averse. Like they know that okay, so somebody was explaining that part of it is in was it 2019 before the pandemic, before the Panera, we had um we had a year where movies were making like a lot of mainstream movies were making like $1 billion. And because of that, that's like what the shareholders have come to expect is a good movie, is like a successful movie. And like that's not realistic. But because of that, that's the type of movie everyone's aiming for, right? It was just like a bunch of like yeah, 1980s Disney was the go. Exactly. Corporate greed doesn't. Ooh, aliens abducting nature. That's exactly what I do. That's so great. I sometimes have them picking flowers and stuff. All right. I think this is pretty good. We got to get the legs actually black. There's some stuff that we can kind of clean up because the legs are supposed to be black, and then that should keep them separate from the pants or the overalls. We'll get some line work in here a little bit better. But I think that's it. I think this came out pretty good. Yeah, yeah, a lot of the animation is done on a Xerox, right? Like um yeah, so like a bunch of big series had their like big like payoff movie, and a lot of those were real like made a lot of money because like it was I can't remember what they were, but like it was episode 3 and this and that and the other thing. Oh yeah, tea time. That's great. Enjoy your tea. Oh, that's so great, Pebbles. Getting a baby teddy is so nice. All right, yeah, this is a fox named Carl. Carl the fox. Carl with a K? Carl with an X. No, I'm just kidding. We'll call him like Carl Barks. We'll call him Carl Le Fox. That's why he has a striped shirt. All right, what's next? What time is it? 6:40, 4:40. Gonna stick with DVDs. Yeah, I was just at the thrift store, tons of DVDs. It was nice. I think it makes a lot of sense. Okay, so this one's good. Let me take a sip of I should have another tea. I'm trying to think of something next to draw. I take a sip of water. I have a mustache. That's why I have this teacup. Because otherwise my mustache gets wet. Yeah, Captain Underpants. I don't think it's Captain Underpants. Maybe it is. Okay. Oh, that's great. I'm happy you like it, Dippy. Yeah, this is Carl A. Fox. I think I did a pretty good job. This feels a lot like the 1930s animation style, and I didn't look anything up. I feel pretty proud about that. I wasn't sure if I would be able to do it. Pow. Man, yeah. A DVD player. I Thank you. Yeah, I have an old computer that has a DVD drive in it. No, I have an old DVD drive that I took out of an old computer that I'm going to put into my computer. Yeah, it might take a little while, Pebbles. I think babies usually take a couple of years before they learn how to do not cartography. Cartography. You just imagine a baby like drawing a map. Oh, cars. Yeah, that's funny. No, it's a good one. I was trying to think, like, I used to have DVDs, but I don't know. In one of my moves, it just they got lost, or I was like, well, nobody ever uses these anymore. I use Lay Netflix, but I do not use Lay Netflix anymore. All right. I'm thinking of a baby drawing a map, doing cartography. I'm trying to think, like, is this even a doable drawing? I'm not sure. So, cartography feels so old. Like, if it's done, usually it must be done on a computer nowadays, right? Like, you get the plane to fly over, and then you take the. So this will have to be an old-fashioned cartography. So I'll have like a quill. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Dip. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be like, I got this. I got this. Just do it. Just do it. So, I'm gonna draw a baby doing cartography because I was trying to say it takes a few years before a baby does choreography because Pebbles is talking about teaching a baby to dance. And so, but I said cartography, which is map making, right? And so don't I feel foolish? But then I thought it was just so funny that a baby would be doing cartography. Now here we are. Now we're doing a baby doing cartography. Okay, we got that. We got the ink. Let's get some pencils down. I'm like avoiding the baby because that's going to be the hard part. So let's do the baby now. Yeah, very very smart baby. Exactly, exactly. Okay, come on. How is this baby gonna go? Okay, let's start with the head. Everyone can agree babies have heads. We'll do shoulders like here, across that way. So one arm will be like that, and one arm will be like this. Okay, so far so good, I think. And then the body will be like this. The diaper butt will be here. We'll have one leg. Oh, yes, like that coming down, going back, hitting the foot. And the other leg will be just sticking up in the air like that. Okay. All right, I'm feeling pretty good about this actually. Diaper. It's funny that diaper, like when you draw babies, diaper is such an important part. I am doing this without reference, yeah. Um, I don't know why. I'm going rogue today. I usually would do everything with a reference. I think it's important, but not today, I guess. Okay, so baby face, baby face. What does that sound like? Oh, pata pata. Kissy face, sent on the phone. Okay. Babies can have giant ears, they can have giant eyes, because they're giant monsters. No teeth, that helps. That helps sell the baby. And no hair. Or like old man thinning hair. Eyebrows. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Thank you so much. What do I draw other than skulls when I'm bored? Yeah, the Hobbit baby. Um, Gosh, that's a good question. What do I draw when I'm bored? I hmm. I draw these little like robot things where gosh, I lost what this arm was going to be doing. It'll have to be from behind here. We'll just redo it. I think that's fine. Uh, yeah, I draw these little robot things where where does the thumb go? Inside? Yeah. Hmm. Where I just take a shape of something. For example, I you take this, and then I kind of use this basic outline, and I draw like a little robot sort of based on it. And then sometimes the robots lately, they didn't used to, but lately they'll have like tardigrades driving them for some reason. Because I did a bunch of tardigrades with balloons that I really liked. So then I was like, oh, I'm going to use tardigrades in these things. And then often they are interacting with like nature or something like that. So that's something I do when I'm bored. Hey, Birdman. So I am drawing a baby who's doing cartography because of something silly I said. But I just finished drawing Carl Le Fox in 1930s animation style. And I don't know if you were here before, but we also did no, Tokidori, no, I don't know his name. He's from My Hero Academia. And I think I drew him backwards, but that's okay. And then we also drew Shark Egg and Little Man without reference. And we drew a lava lamp. Whoa, lava lamp, spooky. That's everything we drew today. Pretty good, pretty good. Oh, Enchanted Fox. I wonder if YouTube brought you here because of Carl Le Fox. Enchanted. We'll make him enchanted in your honor. Enchanted. Enchanted. Enchanted Fox. Magic. Burrito Torpedo. No. Oh, you didn't just join. Sorry, sorry. Okay. Yeah, he was doing something with this arm. This was the first arm I drew, so as the rest of the baby got solid, sometimes the first limb doesn't quite stick around in the way you thought it would. And I think that's the case there. We'll get like doofy cheeks. Let's give him a little dimple. The nose is going to be interesting. Let's just do nostrils for now. And like a little. Yeah, so babies have big eyes. There's a rumor, or a myth, I guess, that babies' eyes are as big as they will ever be. Right? Like you're born with your eyes full size. But that's just not true. That would be crazy. Okay. I want to get like lips and gums. I think, are my eyes messed up? My eyes might be off center. Yeah. See, this eye is too low. Oh, yeah. I have seen Rick and Morty, although I have not watched the most recent. Yeah, yeah, dip. I totally agree. Okay, yeah, if this is the line for the mouth and the nose, then this should be the same. Yeah, so I think this eye is just a little low. It should be like here. Yeah. Yeah, so I've watched Rick and Morty, but I haven't watched the most recent season. I like stopped watching TV lately. The baby who's on the cover of Nirvana, not as a baby, but as an adult, sued to and said it was like a big distress for him because people made fun of the size of him as an adult, and so it was like hard to get dates and stuff. And it doesn't seem like that's actually true. I mean, he really sued, but the other stuff doesn't seem like it was actually true. It was just like something he was saying in order to try to get money. Because, like, basically they were like, well, how do people know that you're the baby? And then he was like, well, I tell them. And they were like, well, okay, don't do that. Have you have you thought about not doing it? And so then he didn't win any money. Yeah, dip. The art, like, it's so serious. Like proportions and stuff is it's just, you know what it is? It's foreshortening, right? Like the foreshortening is so much trouble. Like where where does it get longer and where does it get shorter and where does it get fatter and who is this guy in my house? And it's just like it can be a lot. How do hands work? Thumb facing the baby, so we're only seeing pinky, and then these fingers, and his thumb is like here. We're not really seeing that. That's okay. You know, I have to look at how hands work basically every time I draw a hand. Okay. Oh, I do remember Build-A-Bear. I worked at a toy store for like 15 years. And we had not Build-A-Bear, like Construct a Teddy or something like that, like an off-brand. But it was essentially the same thing. And so I built a bunch of Build-A-Bears for people. And a lot of the other people who worked there, like especially the guys, like didn't like to do it, or they did it, but they didn't do like the full experience because one of the things is you have to be like really Nubs with lines. That's the way to go. This is retina deer. Oh, I forgot. We did a deer somewhere. I totally, where did that deer go? When we were going over the other drawings, I lost the deer. See, I have not moved. You guys have been with me the entire time. I have not moved. I have only been sitting here drawing. And somehow I lost one of the pieces of paper. It's, I just looked at every one. It's genuinely gone. Oh no, it's going to be right here. We did a flaming katana. We did a blushing stick figure with a scarf, which is fun. Okay, yeah, that's... So I still lost the deer, but I found two other ones. Oh no, I haven't worked at a Build-A-Bear since I was younger. That was just one of my jobs when I was a kid. Yeah, I say as a kid. When I was younger, I worked at a toy store. I worked there for a long time until it closed. And at one of the branches of the toy store, we had, this is like a local, it's not like a, it's not like Toys R Us or KB Toys or something, but we had a Build-A-Bear type thing going on. All right, I think this is pretty good. A baby doing cartography. I was trying to say somebody had said they were going to teach a baby how to do a dance, and I was like, well, yeah, it might take a couple of years for a baby to learn cartography, so you just like be prepared. I didn't mean cartography, I meant choreography, right? And so then I just started laughing because I thought it'd be so dumb to see a baby doing cartography. And so then here we are. I was like, this is going to be too hard to draw. But I've been lately just saying, like, if I think it's too hard to draw, I'm going to just try to draw it anyway, because I think it's important to try to do things that are too hard. And then, especially because I've been streaming so much, now it's like, I might as well really try it, because, like, at least if I fail, everyone will be there to see it, you know? The first 3D animation was a hand. Oh, that's so interesting. Yeah, I try to draw the first thing that comes to my mind a lot. I don't always do a good job. I mean, don't always. So one thing to do to help things like exist together is to have them cast shadows on each other. So we're gonna just give this baby some shadow, and that will put it in the world. All right, and now it exists in the world that it's in. And you know, I was having trouble with the eyes, and now I think the mouth is messed up, but that's fine. Babies can have a weird mouth. And then what should we do for cartography? We'll just like have it be like kind of some like this, and then over here we'll have some other land, and in the center we'll have scribbles. Because that's what babies do, right? And it'll be a mix between like actual cartography and like what a baby does. That's a compass. We'll like make that exist on the page also. Hang on. Stick it. Little shadow. And oh, this too, a little shadow. All right, that's a baby doing cartography. Yeah, we can do a, yeah, no, hey, I say try to teach anybody anything. Now, the first 3D animation. So, one of the first 3D animations, one of the first full animations ever, draw how would a video game character yearbook would be like the quotes. I think we're going to try to do the tentacle monster, the spaghetti, like, this is a subsect of the spaghetti monster, right? Man, a ramen monster might be really interesting. Let me give a little think. Like, so now my first question in drawing a ramen monster is, do we want the bowl upside down and the ramen is kind of falling out and existing this way, which I think is pretty good, or oh, thank you so much, Dip. Yeah, I didn't know that. I like, because I have some friends who are artists and stuff, but they never see me draw. Um, so I didn't know that I was fast. But people say I'm pretty fast, and that's really neat. Like I like that. I think I'm gonna have it so it's like coming out like this, so that the bowl is right side up, but the ramen is trying to escape, or like, yeah, is escaping, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna just clean up a little of these guides so I don't get confused. I want this to be a tentacle. I want this to be a tentacle. I want this to be a tentacle. And I want this to be like something that's flying up into the air over here. So that's the flying up into the air. This is one of the tentacles. This is a second tentacle. And here's the third tentacle. Okay. Now, in order to make it look like ramen, that might be a lot of detail work. And if it turns out, I'm not sure yet, we'll have to do a little experimenting. But if it turns out to be a ton of detail work, I'm just not going to do that. We'll just do as good as possible, um, with less detail work, and then we'll move on. This is the bowl. You can see it's still a little bit here and there. And then this is also ramen, like a big ramen wave. Okay. Yeah, I'd say like this sketchy art style. I'm trying to I'm trying to see. This is close. Oh my gosh, I found it. This is close to the art style I prefer. Maybe a little bit more detail, a little bit cleaned up, and a little bit of color, but this sort of like almost realistic. Yeah, someone wearing an octopus hat. That's pretty good. Okay, so we have this bowl of ramen, and now we're gonna put some stuff in it. So we'll give one of those half eggs. Right, that's a common ramen. Oh, common ramen. Bro, does anyone have a restaurant called Common Ramen? Because that's great. Somebody should. I would want to eat there based on the name alone. I would want to tell my friends, let's eat at Common Ramen. And they'd be like, no, that place is bad. And I'd be like, but it's called Common Ramen. And then I wouldn't have any friends. Okay, we'll have that. And then what's that piece of meat that often gets put into ramen? It's like, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look it up real quick. It's like a ramen meat. Oh, it's like a, yeah, piece of pork. That's right. Oh man, this ramen looks so good. I should not have looked up ramen. Okay, but it is round. It is often round. So I will do one of those here. Yeah, it's just like a piece of roast pork. It's pork. I think it's pork tenderloin. It's like wrapped like that. So we'll put that in, give it a little edge. Meat is hard to draw, man, because so much of it is based on like the texture that it can just be really hard. You're just like you have like a meat shaped shape without really getting the meatiness of it down. Like that, you can more or less tell that's an egg. Um, but meat, that's a harder thing. But that's all right. That works pretty good. We'll get some like scallion slices in there. I forget what else is in ramen. Some like fish flakes. I guess you can't really tell what fish flakes are. Yes, I'm totally with you, Dip. Like it. it doesn't make sense. Like, what are you doing? Oh, here, you know what? Like, the meat is often in like a little stack of two or three. So I think I'll do that. And then if you're familiar with ramen, maybe you'll like know what that is right away. Yeah, like it's you know what it is too. It hurts me because a lot of the people who are doing it and pushing it and saying like, "Oh, well, it's ableist to hate AI art because what if I can't do it because I have ADD?" Like, bro, you think there's no ADD artists? Also, that's not really the argument, right? Um, because you're not anyway, I don't want to get into that. What I want to say is like you're saying art is only the finished product, right? Does it look like Stitch? Oh yeah, because the giant eye, like this is Stitch, right? So you have like the giant, and he has the two giant eyes. He has like a pretty big nose, and then he just has like a giant mouth. This is like, and then his ears are like, what? And so it does kind of look like Stitch, just the shape of him. Stitch always, if you don't draw Stitch carefully, he looks like a Muppet to me. Okay. Yeah, so there's like a fundamental misunderstanding, I think, of art in that they're thinking art is the final product, right? Like art is the last thing. And especially in modern art, like that is not what is considered art in in general, right? Like that's one of the points of Andy Warhol was like the industrialization of art and like removing showing that it's in the intent of the piece and not just what the piece is that makes it art, right? Like a lot of his things were just recolored screen printed photographs. They're not like he didn't do art to them, but it's because of who they were and the whole thing that made them the art, even like in the displaying of them, that made them art. I totally agree. I totally agree. Yeah, I dip one, two, three. It's yes, like I flabbergasted is exactly the way I would say it. No, are these the ones that plug into your TV and then like have video games on them? I guess I do remember. If it's them, then yes. Um, yeah, so this is a little detail heavy, but I don't think it's too much. Yeah, I do remember those. I didn't remember the SpongeBob one, but I remember there being like ones that are like we have 100 arcade games, and it's like none of these games are ever released in the arcade. You have 100 like Windows freeware games that you like somehow got to run on this emulator, or you literally have a Nintendo emulator in here and you're running Nintendo games with one controller. Well, good night. Good night. Yeah, it's late. This is a ramen monster, Luna. I can show you. I don't know if you saw Carl the Fox, but we can show you Carl the Fox. Oh, you know what? The ramen monster also probably have like. Ooh, what am I gonna draw next? I think I'll probably end it after this. I should also eat dinner. So I think I'll probably finish up the ramen monster and call it a night. It was Stitch. Someone said this ramen monster looked like Stitch, so I explained why. Like it says the two. This is a very bad sketch of Stitch, but he has two big eyes. He has like also a very round nose, and then he has this giant mouth that crosses the rest of the body, and then just his ears or whatever. But because of that, anything to me with two giant eyes and a huge mouth. No, it's really interesting because Stitch was based like in the movie. Yeah, I it is possible I do a late night live tonight. I've been meaning to do one on the computer, so it is possible we do a late night live tonight on the computer. And if that's the case, I might scan in some of these drawings and well, I don't know. Maybe I'll do a whole digital weird late night live where I'm just doing exactly what I'm doing now. Well, except it's weirder, and I'll do it on digitally. I'm not as good digitally, so it might be less impressive or less entertaining, but we'll give it a try, right? Like what's the harm? Why did I say harm like that? What's the harm? All right. Yeah, I think the noodle texture actually is pretty good. Just like this. I wasn't sure if it was going to be uh, like too much work to get this noodle texture in. That's so true. Thank you, Birdman123. It's okay. We're about to end the stream anyway, so it's like perfect timing, really. All right. I'm just going to finish up this arm of the ramen monster, this tentacle. With a little detail, a little texture. Oh yeah, Dip and Birdman, you guys are brothers or sisters or siblings. I should have stuck with siblings. I don't know what I was thinking. Sibs. It's like, wait, who was saying Sibs? Do I have? I'll show you on the next stream. If somebody was saying Sims, I have a bag that I made that I think it's my pencil case actually, but it's not here. It's probably still in my dang suitcase because I've not unpacked. Yeah, we didn't want to travel. We had to travel for work and for family and for family work and for our work fam. No, not that last one. Ooh, what should the mouth be? Twinsies. Oh, cool. Yeah, long way for family. Yeah, yeah. Uh, okay, yeah, male pronouns, non-specific pronouns. I don't care. I mostly present male. I'd say almost all the time, but not 100% of the time. And like, who? It's not. I like all of them. I'm greedy. Give me all your pronouns. A sausage for the mouth? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, wait, Luna has a good idea. Thank you so much, Dip. Yeah, I not only do I not mind LGBTQers, but this is my belt. Hang on. I don't want to be inappropriate, but this is the belt. This is a belt I wear every single day. Uh, I'm not yeah, I'm not straight. I mean, I have a wife, so in some sense I am straight, but more straight presenting than straight itself is what I would say. Yeah, like having it be like I think sausage roar like if we had it be like the ramen open up like yeah, I think the best word to describe I don't like to put labels on it, but I think the best word to describe me would be pan. Um, this mouth is pretty good. It feels like a eldritch horror mouth. Oh my God, that would have been great. Yeah, we'll do lips on the bowl, but that's its fake mouth. That's for the haters. Yeah, that's the long and short of it. Like it's hard. It's too it you know, there's no all right. Yeah. Yeah, Luna. So like I'd say desire and like sexuality are different, but they have a lot of intersectionality, right? Like your sexuality will define your desire or will drive your desire, but your desire does not define your sexuality. Um, so that's all. It can be very complicated. It can be complicated for LGBTQ plus people too. Like it's not a it's not a straightforward thing, and it's not a one and done thing, right? It can change over your lifetime. Hey, yeah, exactly. I'm with Dip on this. You don't have to understand it, right? And you can have your own beliefs. I think that's really important. I think it's important for everybody to have their own beliefs. And as long as you're not uh, exclusionary or hateful, then like take your time, figure it out, decide on your own. All right, that's the end of the stream. What should we end on? Deer, lava lamp, Tokidori. Oh, let's end on Carl the Fox. All right, thank you so much, guys. I will. I don't know if we'll do a live stream later, but I totally might. Bye. Thanks for stopping in.